Nick, and so happy to be here, and thank you for this opportunity. So we start now, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Can you provide a
share
brief
my
background on Gotbit Hedge Fund and its journey so far?
Yeah, sure. So what is Gotbit Hedge Fund? We are one of the largest market makers in the Web3 in terms of assets under management. Right now, we manage $1.3 billion. Pure crypto, started 2017, and our main focus and our main philosophy is to help Web3 founders get funding and change the world. Yeah. So
Excellent.
I'm starting right now, with my
Sure.
presentation. So today, guys, we will speak about TGE and everything before and why it's very important. For newcomers here, what is TGE? TGE is token generation event. To be precise, it's the moment when the token of the new project is listed or will be listed on a centralized or decentralized exchange first time. And our plan for today, for my presentation and our communication with you, is to discuss what is pre-TG, what is the main points to focus during the pre-TG period, what typical mistakes usually Web3 founders are doing during the pre-TG, and also what makes some projects to win during the TG and what makes other projects to lose. So firstly, let's go a little bit back and figure out the journey of Web3 startup. I want to say that TG and everything about it, it's only acceptable for projects with token, so token-based. So now we are talking only about token-based utility projects in crypto. And usually the journey for such projects start from some idea, then core team development, then of course some MVP, then maybe small round of friends, family, fools, and early supporters, early adopters. Some other venture funds are joining. Also, of course, community start growing because all Web3 projects are based on the communities. And then TG is coming. And the last one is the goal to make like 100 something X on the token price after successful listing on good centralized and decentralized exchanges. And as a Gotbit from 2017, I think we launched around 300 projects at the TGE and doing market making and supporting and providing liquidity after TGE, and understand really deep what makes some projects to win, what makes others to lose, and how project and founders and C-level team can build huge pre-TG strategy and how it can gain more access during the project token listing and attract more investors to the secondary markets, and at the end of the day, how to become like successful Web3 project launch on centralized and decentralized exchanges. Just a second. Yeah. So usually pre-TG period, it's 2-3 months before project's token will be listed on exchanges, and it's really like 24/7 hard work, and the founders team and the C-level, they should be focused on community, on marketing, on business development, on funding, opening strategy. Also need to get listed on good exchanges. Also, it's very important to build narrative around the token. And today with you, we will go through the real cases and our hedge fund experience of each stages of this pre-TG, and share some tips, some knowledge about that. So here is the focus. What should be team of the project focused on? And I wanted to highlight 3 main things. First thing, it's about business development, and it's about connections. Usually, it's like a ping pong between centralized exchanges, top venture funds, and also launch pads and ideas for the project. So it looks like that. If you are the founder, or you maybe already know it, or you will like face it in the future, you go to some centralized exchange like Qcoin, like OKX, like Bybit, top level, and start negotiation about listing there, initial listing. And they say, oh, okay, guys, you're an amazing project, good traction, huge community, but please tell us which launchpads. Launchpad is ideal platform like DAOmaker and others already signed for your project. You say, oh, we don't have now, maybe we will sign them in the future. And then exchange is telling you that, no, let's hold on, let's wait till you will be signed with top launchpads. Then you go to launchpads like DAOmaker, like Pools, like Engine Starter, CDFI, and others, and start negotiating with them. And they ask you, oh, what kind of exchange you signed already? And it's like a ping pong or like chicken egg problem for most of like 90% of projects are preparing for TGE. And now I want to share with you how to solve this problem and how you really easy mechanic how to solve it. The mechanic consists of two parts. First part is about like to build the stairs step by step of exchanges to get listed. You should not go to Qcoin or Binance like from the scratch. Start from smaller exchange, like get approved by MXC or like lower tier exchange like BitGet, something like that. It's very easy to get approval. You should not pay them listing fee. You should just get like a soft commitment of the listing there. Then when you get this, when you receive this soft commitment, make a step forward, go to like bigger exchange like Gate.io or Bybit and work with them. And you come to them with already pre-approved commitment from lower exchanges, lower tier exchanges. And also second secret here is advisory board. Because we are talking now about token-based projects, you have a lot of token supply you can allocate for advisors. And advisors should not be just the guys who have experience in your project area in Web3. So like advisors should be the guys who can open your doors. And second secret here is to sign real good advisors who can call exchanges C-level, who can come to Bybit meeting or to Qcoin meeting with you, and Qcoin or Bybit listing team should know them. And they will negotiate it here and say, yeah, this project, your project is huge. You already signed with lower tier exchange, you have good community and also strong advisory board. And then bigger and bigger level, higher and higher level exchanges will sign with you. We used this strategy for a lot of projects and it worked out really pretty well. And then only after you sign top exchanges, you should go to launchpads. Usually founders, they are making mistake. They firstly go to launchpads and then go into exchanges because like it's logical. Because of course, firstly you need to sign like public round IDO and then listings. But from our experience, the most successful projects, they firstly sign exchanges. And the best case, of course, is when exchange invested in your project, like a venture arm. And only after that, they go to Launchpad to secure real top launchpads for their projects. Second chapter and second point to focus for the project during the pre-TG period, it's a narrative. The narrative is like the answer for three main questions. Who will buy your token after it will be listed on centralized exchanges? So not from the round, not from the public round or private round, from the real market, from the opening. Why they will buy? And who will explain to community, to traders, why they should buy? It's very important because as a project or as a founders or as a level team, you should not, and probably in some countries, it's also illegal to shield your project to community from your own account or from your project account. So that's why it's very important to build the strategy and the narrative. When I'm talking about the narrative, I mean like explanation why people should join, should buy a token. And when it's the explanation, it should be like real reasonable thing why your token will grow higher and higher after the opening, and what will be like the main demand drivers to your market. I can share two tips here we use all the time. tip number one is comparing your project to your competitor with a larger, like 10x plus larger market cap. For instance, if you are building metaverse project, you're one of the main competitors is a sandbox, and your initial market cap at the opening after the TG will be like $10 million or like $20 million. But sandbox market cap is 1 billion. So it means that you have upside up to 100x or 50x to compare your project with sandbox. Of course, it doesn't mean that your project should make market cap same as sandbox just because you make this, just because you are comparing them. But it's a good reason to explain to people, to traders on the centralized exchanges, why they should buy now before real demand and a real adoption of your project will come to the market. And second trick and second tip here is about highlighting your utilities of your project, utilities of your token in the way of how they will like bring demand and like bring buy pressure to the market. Usually projects, they make mistakes. We will talk about it a little bit later. Mistake like they just announce their listing. They just say, yeah, we will be listed on exchanges tomorrow, guys, please come to buy. And then they announce some like, we are launching our staking application, our farming application. Please welcome to join our market. You can stake your tokens for 20% APY or something like that. But the real thing here is about, you should explain to people how your utilities will drive real demand to the market. For example, it could be like this. You are launching some social fi application and you already have like 10,000 registrations or 10,000 daily or monthly active users. And then you can count them like 10% of these active users will use some of your paid feature and or will make like average 7 paid transactions per month. And then you are using this number to put it into the tokenomics and like say, from this 10%, like 1,000 users, they will make 7 paid transactions per month. It will gain like each transaction $7. We will get $70,000 per month organic demand to the market for our token. And this is amazing explanation for traders why they should buy now before your token will start working and before your utilities will work on the market. So, and the main secret here is that you should not explain it from your own accounts. There are people in crypto, they call like KOLs, key opinion leaders. Most like 3 main social media they use, it's Twitter, Telegram, and YouTube. And you should use them and you should pick them right. So it's also where advisors should help you pick right KOLs, and through your KOLs network, explain how utilities of your token works, why you should gain more and more traction and why your market cap will grow. So this is what about narrative, and let's move forward. And the last third chapter, it's closer to TG, it's closer to your listing. It's about opening strategy. Opening strategy is a strategy how you should trade, probably with your market maker or with some proper trading team, your first day, first hour, first 5 minutes, and first week after token will be listed. This is very important, and why it's very important. Because by our experience in Gotbit Hedge Fund, usually average project in crypto has just two real like hype moments and like huge FOMO in the market. First one is during the first listing, during the TG, and second one is after the project found go to market and strong product market fit and like adoption. And I'm sure that first moment happening for all projects, because each project has listing, has TG, but I know a lot of projects, they never reached second hype, because all of projects in crypto are startups. Even after token launch, it's still startup, and it's still very hard to get real traction, to get real product market fit. And it's okay, it's fine. We are all in this high risk industry, but that's why it's very important to use the first moment, your TG moment and your opening. And what we recommend. Firstly, funding. When you come into TG, you should focus on, we call them like last call investors. It's like venture funds and angels. They want to invest like 1 month before TG, after you already secure your coin listing or some good launchpad listings. You can like keep some allocation. And at that point, you should not just let them invest for money. You should find real smart money, people who can not only invest, but also advise, open doors, etc. Secondary, it's very important. Usually projects, especially like middle caps, they're making mistakes that they think money they're raising from public round, from IDO is like fundraising money. But the truth is that 99% of launchpads of IDO platforms, they have refundable policy. And refundable policy, it's about supporting price at same on the market as a public listing, like a public round price. And usually all money project gained during the public round, they spent just to put support at the public round price after the opening. So money from public round, it's not your money, it's money to support your market. And also public round, it's not about fundraising, it's more about marketing. That's why it's better to get just DAO Maker or DAO Maker plus CDFI or CDFI plus Polka Starter, and not getting like 10 different no names launchpads. So launchpad, it's more about marketing, and launchpad, it's about attract traders to your market after it will be listed. And also very big mistake is for the projects which are not allocating some percent of supply for market makers. You should keep it in your mind when you're developing your tokenomics, because market maker needs some supply to manage your market. And during discussion opening strategy, I will explain why. So opening strategy, it's a strategy about first 5-10 minutes and then first 24 hours of after listing of your token. And here we need to discuss claim window. And here, guys, it's real inside information. Not a lot of people in crypto can share it. So usually when your token maybe you invested during the public round on some launchpad is going to listing, there is like a claim window. What is claim window? Claim window is a time between token will be listed on exchange and people on launchpads can claim it. And usually this claim window is between 5 minutes to 10 minutes. And also there are some period during the people will community will send tokens to exchange, confirmations in blockchain, exchange will put it to the balances on accounts. So usually by our experience, it's from 5 to 15 minutes when the first paper hands who want to sell their tokens immediately after project will be listed, will be ready with tokens on exchange. And these first 5 to 15 minutes are the most important part, what projects should focus during the opening, because this is period when all investors are locked. Everyone is locked, public round is locked, no one get tokens, and project can work only with buyers. And real successful projects, winners, are the projects who can get a lot of buy pressure during this claim window and get good traction on the project, like 5x, 10x, 15x price during these 5-10 minutes, and also use it by pressure to gain some money, to sell some tokens into the market, and then put it to the support at the lower level. This is very important. And for instance, in our hedge fund, we're using quantitative research strategy to predict levels where a project price could go, and not only price management, but also liquidity. So at what levels, how much buy and sell liquidity we will have in the market. And this is one of the main secrets. So claim window and how to use claim window, it's very important for founders and of course for market makers they are working with. And also now, it was a secret, by the way. So, and also now we have still 2 minutes, so I'm going a little bit faster about mistakes. So top mistakes for projects during the pre-TG and TG moment. First mistake is loaning market makers from TG. So loaning market maker is like a GSR or Wintermute. It's market makers who get some percent of your supply, like for call option from your side. But loaning market maker strategy is to dump tokens into the market at any price and then buy them back after the huge correction. So usually we never recommend projects to get loaning market makers first 3 months after TGE, because this is the most like sweet part of the period of the project, because all investors are locked and there is only market maker in the market. And when you sign it with loaning market maker, you as a founder or C-level have no control of your token market making strategy. This is the main problem here. Second mistake is anti-snipe protection. So sniper attack is the attack when you get listed not on centralized exchange, but on decentralized exchange like Uniswap, PancakeSwap. And there are some guys called snipers who can really steal like 100K, 2, 3, 500K from your liquidity after you provided liquidity into the liquidity pool. And it's very important to get anti-snipe protection. Usually in the market, it costs like 5, 10K, but it's really reasonable to spend it. Not build a narrative, already explained why it's important. Also, big mistake is to pay to KOLs in your tokens or USDT. So you should build such huge narrative and get good exchanges to let KOLs invest in your project. They should have skin in the game, and then they will promote you with double speed and double power. Also, big mistake is to get a lot of tokens to centralized exchanges, because as I explained before, this is a claim window. It will be fully ruined, totally ruined, if you get to centralized exchanges unlocked tokens at the TGE, because during that time, all guys from public round will claim their tokens and send to exchanges. Exchange already will have some tokens to sell, and they will ruin your opponent. And of course, one of the huge mistakes I see in the crypto, it's like founders, they say, yeah, we now go to some shit exchange or to Uniswap listing because we have money to pay, but we think that we will get traction and KuCoin and Binance will list us for free in 3 months or 6 months or something like this. This is also a big mistake because, as I explained earlier, the listing and TGE, it's one of the biggest or one of the largest FOMO effect for project. And if you get during this period only decentralized exchange, you get way lower user base of traders who will trade your token. So you get lower attention. And of course, you will get lower buy pressure to your market. And the last, sorry, just a second. The last point here is what makes different winners to losers. So firstly, it's of course business development. It's these exchanges and these launch pads. Secondary, winners create huge narrative. And here I put a few projects which get real good narrative. So Tenet was a layer 1 blockchain, amazing narrative during the opening. SuiPad, to be honest, tier 2 project, but they get listed immediately after Sui will be listed. And they get huge narrative like the first launch pad on Sui, get it more than 10x, I think. And Aptos launch, same strategy as SuiPad, but on Aptos. So this is why narrative is very important. And of course, quantitative research. So using quantitative research, you will know with math where to sell and where to buy tokens during the opening. This is also very important. And thank you for your time, guys. And I recommend you, if you will launch your token, work only with professionals. So again, our hedge fund, assets under management, 1.3 billion. And we are doing around 10 TGEs per month. So huge experience and expertise on top of our fingers. And thank you for this opportunity, Nick, to tell about our experience.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alex, for that super insightful presentation. We're all now better prepared to navigate the token listing journey, and your practical advice, hacks, and secrets will no doubt guide many of our members towards success. And here is a question coming from one of our attendees. Sultan is interested in understanding more about the claim period. Alex, he asks, how do you create qualitative prediction models during the claim period? Could you shed some light on this?
Yeah, sure. So it's about quantitative research. What we are doing consists of 3 parts. First part, it's about find similar projects with a similar setup for the opening. Setup is market phase, exchanges, and launch pads. So like we try to find similar setup of other projects which were launched like last 3 months. And also by our hedge fund, we have a lot of launches, so we can find real similar projects and check what's happening with them. by 1 minute time frame chart. Secondary, what we are doing is tokenomics, of course. So we are trying to analyze, to make analysis around the tokenomics and understand who will sell, who are paper hands, who will hold probably, and it's also important. And also important is how large percent of public round will be unlocked. So, for example, if it's like 25% of public round unlocked on TG, it means that it's unreasonable for people to sell lower than 4x, because people want to cover, investors want to cover their money they invested, so they can cover it only higher than 4x. So it's also important. And the last thing about the claim window, it's less about analysis, more about action. So when we're doing the opening, we do a lot of on-chain analysis. So we check in all wallets of exchanges, centralized exchanges, to understand money flow in. And also we are checking volumes during the opening on 1 second chart to understand how market is reacting to this token right now.
Got it. Thank you. There are no more questions right now, so thank you again for sharing insights.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate, Alex, for your valuable contributions. Now, let's keep the momentum going. I'm sure everyone is eager for more nuggets of wisdom to help grow their enterprises.